police officers all over this country, the largest police formation you have in sub-Saharan Africa. Over 300,000 men spread in every nook and cranny of this country. Yet you're not getting enough money to perform. And when they make a mistake, as they must make a mistake because they're underfunded, you blame them. You want to criticize them.
I think what's even more, can you give us an idea of the figures? Because we understand, I mean, listening to the Inspector General there, he says that ideally, I mean, what is even on the paper is not enough. But what is even more scandalous is that even what is on paper, which is not enough, is not even released. That in the 2016 budget, only 30% of what was on the paper was what was released for the Nigeria police.
No, IG spoke. He gave a 19-page paper. His address, 19 pages. It's a position of he who wears the shoe knows where he pinches. Over the years, from 2012 up to this year, the allocations given to the police have always been like 1.5%, 3%, 4%, 6% of projected expenditure. This year, out of 162 billion the police asked for capital expenditure, the approval was 20 billion. That's like 12%. And somebody may beat his chest, 12%. That's nothing. If you score 12% on any examination, it's not a pass, it's not a weak pass, it's more than a failure, it's a closer failure. That person should be in intensive care unit. It's a carryover. What is earmarked is different from what is IMAT, if we allow that word. What they approve, what they release, is grossly deficient from what was approved. So he said it as it is. It has always been like that, and IGs have always cried out. But it doesn't appear nobody has been listening. But I'm happy now that this police reform trust fund bill is coming up for Nigerians to look for alternative ways of funding Nigeria police so that it can keep running as the elephant that makes progress.
Just wondering though, I mean, because we all know that there's been a major, breakdown at the federal level. Oftentimes when help is needed by CPs, commissioners of police at the state levels, they seek the help of the state governors. And quite a number of state governors will say, we have invested heavily in our security agencies. You were a former CP. How does that funding, is the funding challenge or the funding gap, is it addressed by the state governors that you work with?
What we have is Nigeria Police Force. It's the police of Nigeria, by Nigerians, every policeman is a Nigerian, and for Nigerians. It's a federal police, but there's no land called federal land or federal state. Every policeman is in a particular state, a particular local government area, particular community. So there's no offense in any community contributing towards the funding of their police. Don't forget, it's Nigeria's police, by Nigerians, and for Nigerians. So there's no offense in doing that. Governments, state governments have been living up to expectations in some respects in funding the police in their localities. And the results have been showing. They buy vehicles, they provide fuel, pay some allowances, but it's an ad hoc thing. We need a continuous process whereby the police does not, a CP does not have to go cap in hand to the governor for a bailout.
Is the CP going cap in hand, or do you think that is the responsibility of the state governor?
It is their responsibility. The police is a federal police. It's one unified Nigeria police. It is the duty of every government, federal, state, and local, to fund their police. But they cannot do it alone. That is agreeable. We need members of the communities, those who enjoy police services, and everybody does enjoy police services, to contribute to the funding. Governors do that, but most times you have to go to them, I have this need, and he will do it at his own discretion. It's not duty bound, apparently, from the look of things.
When you look at, this is not the first attempt to try and give the Nigeria police some funding, to boost its financial strength, as it were. We heard about the police trust fund and how, that one went down the hole. How do Nigerians know that this attempt will not fail like the first attempt with the police trust fund?
I think that first one was an individual effort.